I always knew it, guys, that there was no chance of Barca signing Rafael Leao this summer. The idea of bringing Leao in from Milan this summer was always a pipe dream. And unlike President Joan Laporta, I'm not one to sell you people fake dreams. So trash that idea of signing Rafael Leao this summer, because even Milan director had confirmed it on Thursday that there was zero chance of Leao leaving AC Milan this summer. So I guess that is that for the Rafael Leao saga. But hola coolers, welcome back to yet another video on the channel today, guys, because it has been a busy week for Barca when it comes to player departures, with the most high profile of those departures being the return of Ilkay Gundogan to Man City. We always knew that Man City was likely to be his preferred destination once it was confirmed that he would be leaving Barca this summer, and on Friday it was a done deal as Gúndogan had flown back to Manchester with his family, his wife and his kids to sign a one-year deal with City with the option of an extension for a further year, which means that Gúndogan returns to the club he left 12 months ago to join Barca and fulfill a childhood dream of his by joining Barca and wearing the Blaugrana jersey. Unfortunately, it is very clear that Gúndogan didn't want to leave. He wanted to stay at Barca, but conditions and the situation of the club when it comes to the delicate financial position has forced him to return back to Man City, and I wish him all the best of luck. It is a free transfer as expected, as Barca would not receive a transfer fee from Man City for the return of Gúndogan. Well, this is because apparently Gúndogan waived the final wages that he was entitled to in his Barca contract in return for being allowed to make his next move a free transfer. So this is a favor that Gúndogan has done Barca here. We've seen a lot of players in the past who decided against leaving Barca because of the high wages and the big contracts that they were offered in Barca. They have preferred to sit on that money and not move away from the club, while offering little in return in terms of performances for the club as well. So Gúndogan, always the class act that he is on and off the pitch, he has decided to help Barca in this delicate situation. He has even posed for his first pictures with the Man City jersey, and he'll be wearing the number 19 shirt for City this season. However, Gúndogan left some words of appreciation and some kind words for coolers after his move back to Man City was confirmed. He had these kind words to say about Barca. He said that, "Dear coolers, after just 1 year, it's already time to say goodbye. I came here to face a new, exciting challenge, and I was ready for it. I have given everything to fight for the team and the club the best possible way in a difficult season, and I was looking forward to helping my teammates in the new campaign. Now I am living in a difficult situation, but if my departure can help the club financially, it makes me a bit less sad. Nevertheless, it's been a time with incredible experiences and ups and downs. I always wanted to play at Barca, and I am very grateful for a memory and experience that I will remember for my life. I wish you the best for the season and for the future. The fans deserve to get this big club back to the world's best." And he concluded by saying, "Visca El Barça." So Gúndogan, forever the class act that he is, he has explained the reasoning behind his return to Man City and his departure from Barca. So this is clearly a move that was designed to help Barca in this delicate financial situation. So we wish Gúndogan all the best of luck as he returns back to Man City, a club where I feel like he played the best football of his career. And even though his stay at Barca has been short-lived, it has still been a memorable one for him, because always as a child, he always had the dream of wearing the Barca jersey someday. It is a pleasure to see that Gúndogan, at least he achieved his dream of wearing the Barca jersey. And Man City is a club that he holds there as well. So it is a no-brainer to see him go back to Man City, and I know that Gúndogan is going to crush it once again at Man City. So good luck to Ilkay Gundogan. But then, how about another player that has also departed Barca this week? Because Senegalese defender Mikayil Faye, he is one of the players that has been linked with an exit all summer. Rumors coming in left, right and center about different clubs that were interested in his services. Apparently, on Thursday, his departure was confirmed because he has joined Rennes on a permanent deal from Barca. The deal is said to be worth 12 million euros plus 4 million euros in add-ons, which makes it a total of 16 million euros package. So I think this is a good deal here for Barca here, because we've made a profit 1 year after signing him from the Croatian league. So that is good business for Barca in this period where we need a lot of money to come into the club's coffers. It is also said that the driving point and the decisive point of this deal is the fact that Barca have retained a sell-on clause and a buyback clause in that deal. So Barca are still in control of the future of Mikayil Faye. The sell-on clause is said to be 25% of any future sales. So if Rennes end up selling Mikayil Faye during the course of his stay at the club, Barca will be entitled to 25% of the transfer fee. And Barca have also retained a buyback clause, which is to the tune of 35 million euros if Barca are interested in bringing him back after 1 year in the French club. However, if Barca would be interested after 2 years of Faye joining Rennes, Barca would have to pay 40 million euros. So basically, this is saying that we've sold him for a total of 16 million euros, but we have the opportunity to bring him back for 35 million euros or 40 million euros, depending on the time that we make up our mind. So I think that's a good deal for Barca when it comes to selling a player who is a relatively unknown player, but he is very talented. So I hope that he explodes at Rennes, and maybe he will get the chance to return to Barca someday, or better still, Barca gets to make some money off him if Rennes ends up selling him to another club. But then again, another high-profile departure that we have witnessed this week in Barca is the move of Vitor Roque to fellow La Liga side Real Betis. So Roque was supposed to join Sporting Lisbon. They were in advanced talks with Barca, but the move fell through the moment Real Betis came into the picture, because Real Betis apparently they appealed more to Vitor Roque. He believes that he can get his career back on track if he joins Real Betis. As opposed to the deal that was offered by Sporting, however, the move that sees Roque join Real Betis is a straight loan deal with no option to buy. So clearly, Roque is only going to spend 12 months at the Benito Villamarín, and then he would come back to Barca. And I'm really glad with the outcome that this deal has had here, because Roque, I really do not feel like he has had enough chances wearing the Barca shirt, bro. So a move to Betis is a good opportunity for him to develop his game in the Spanish league. He's still under contract at Barca, by the way. He has a 6-year contract. So 1 year of that 6 years is not really a lot, but it's a lot of time and enough time for him to develop his game playing in the Spanish league at a good club like Betis. Personally, for me, I think Real Betis are a very likable club. So it's a club that I kind of have a soft spot for, and I hope that Roque would explode in Betis and come back to Barca. So the career of Roque at Barca lives to fight another day. Mind you, Lewandowski just celebrated his 36th birthday a few days ago. So there is no harm in having a young striker that can go out and develop in the Spanish league. And hopefully, there is no reason why Roque would not come back and shine at Barca. And I really hope that it works out well for all parties. However, if saving the best for the last is a practice, I think that is what I am about to do here, because my good old friend, this is the big news of Friday nights when it comes to departures from Barca, because Clement Lenglet has joined Atletico Madrid on a season-long loan deal. Finally, Barca have gotten rid of Lenglet. I know it's not a permanent deal. Lenglet has gone on loan. This is the 4th consecutive season whereby Lenglet will be going on loan. But it is still a win, because we would get to save a portion of his wages. It is said that Barca have extended Lenglet's contract to end in 2026. This is because his contract is a very large one, and Barca needed to reduce the current cost of paying his contract and spread the cost of paying the total contract over more years, and that reduces the financial pressure on Barca at this point. But that is a good news, because Atletico would even be paying majority of Lenglet's wages. I do not know the percentage which Atletico will be covering of those wages, but the report here is that Atleti are going to be covering the majority of Lenglet's wages. So Barca have been working overtime during the course of this week to see some departures out of the club, and this is only likely to help the fair play books and also the wage bill, because the departures were necessitated by the need to register some more players like Dani Olmo and even possibly go after some more players during the course of the transfer window. And while the departure of Gúndogan and Faye were not enough to confirm the registration and availability of Dani Olmo for this weekend's game, this news that just broke out now that Lenglet has also left to join Atletico Madrid on a season-long loan. That means that Dani Olmo might just be registered in time for Barca's La Liga game this weekend. I will be watching the news closely and hopefully we'll get confirmation of whether Lenglet's departure would be just enough to guarantee the registration of Dani Olmo, because this is the absolute priority for Barca at this point. This is why most of these departures have happened, because Barca want to be able to register Dani Olmo. And if Barca are able to register Dani Olmo, then at this point Barca may just go after further targets in the transfer market. It is no secret that Barca have always wanted a left winger this summer, but it seems like the Nico Williams dream is beginning to fade off at this moment. And just like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Rafael Leao is not going to come, bro. So right now it seems like there is no other option than to look towards a cheaper and more realistic alternative, bro. And something concrete may just be about to happen, because the feeling right now is that Barca's interest in signing Federico Chiesa is growing further, because his agent Fali Ramadani has been acting as an intermediary between the two clubs, that is Barca and Juventus, to see how a deal can be reached this summer. Chiesa has 1 year remaining on his Juve contract, and it is said that Juve would be requesting around 15 million euros for the signing of Chiesa. But the reason why Juve are willing to let Chiesa go is the fact that he doesn't feature in the plans of their new manager Thiago Motta. So this is a market opportunity that it seems like Barca would be willing to explore, because Fali Ramadani is working on a deal, and it is expected that Barca may be able to put in a bid to Juve soon for the acquisition of Chiesa, because once the registration of Dani Olmo is confirmed, the next objective likely would be strengthening that left wing position. So right now, a lot of uncertainties facing Barca. The only downside here about the potential signing of Chiesa, in my opinion, is the fact that Chiesa has been quite injury prone in recent years, bro. But then again, he is a quality player. He has had his bad luck with injuries, but on his day, Chiesa can be unplayable at times. Chiesa is still only 26 years old, and I think that if Barca can manage to get the best out of Chiesa, it will be a steal in this current transfer market, whereby a lot of players have been sold for inflated prices. But with all these departures and the uncertainty of whether Dani Olmo is even going to be available for this weekend's game in La Liga, and also if Barca would even be going for another left winger, all of these are the uncertainties that have been clouding Hansi Flick's preparation for his very first home game as the Barca manager, which is coming at the Montjuic this Saturday against a player who Barca has been pursuing all summer, albeit unsuccessfully. This weekend is the Nico Williams derby between Barca and Athletic Bilbao at the Montjuic. So first home game of the Hansi Flick era in La Liga is against Athletic Club at the Montjuic, and Hansi Flick would definitely be looking to register his second win in La Liga after last weekend's 2-1 win at the Mestalla against Valencia. However, one player who would be absent from that game is Danish defender Andreas Christensen. Christensen has unfortunately been ruled out for 2 months. He would miss the international break and also some of Barca's game after the international break as well, because he picked up an Achilles injury, and on Friday he trained separately from the squad. This evening it was confirmed that Christensen would be missing 2 months of action, and that adds to Barca's injury woes at this moment in time. So top luck there for Christensen, because he is one of Barca's quality performers, bro. He is one of our best players. Even though he doesn't always start games, he is a valuable member of the team, whether playing as a center back or playing in midfield. But unfortunately, the injury cause has struck again, and Christensen has been ruled out for 2 months. But in the absence of no further injuries, and with the doubts of whether Dani Olmo would be available or not, it is expected that Hansi Flick will stick with the same lineup that started in Mestalla last weekend, with the exception of Ferran Torres, because it is expected that Pedri will be taking the place of Ferran in the starting lineup. So the starting lineup here is expected to still be Ter Stegen in goal, Koundé at right back, Kubasi and Martinez at centre back, and Balde at left back. In midfield, in the double pivot position, we are likely to see Flick retain the partnership of Marc Casado and Marc Bernal, and in the three behind the striker, Lamine Yamal is expected to keep his place on the right hand side. However, Pedri is expected to play as the number 10 and Rafinha will play from the left. It is expected that after his 2-goal haul last weekend, Lewandowski would keep his place as the number 9 in Hansi Flick's 4-2-3-1 system. Athletic Club are definitely not going to be an easy opponent on Saturday, because with the way Barca has pursued Nico Williams this summer, I feel like they would come to the Montjuic with a point to prove. So Barca definitely should be expecting a very difficult game. But I definitely believe that Barca would have just enough to be able to overcome Nico Williams and co on Saturday. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. What is your prediction for Saturday's game against Athletic Club at the Montjuic? What is your immediate reaction to the departure and return of Gúndogan to Man City? And let me know your thoughts if you would be willing to take a gamble on Federico Chiesa as Barca's left wing signing this summer. If it's your first time, bro, please do ensure you stick around by subscribing to the channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please do give this video a like, turn on your notification bell so that whenever I drop on the channel, you shall be notified. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça, and I'm out. Adios.